Hi Pisces, welcome to your January 2019 Astro Update. It's Rena here. So Pisces, as the month begins, I think you have like this idealistic vibe. And this is because the sun is in Capricorn, which for you is the 11th house of hopes and wishes. And this is kind of like your wildest dreams, the luckiest house. So that feeling of anything can happen. Or, I have been wanting such and such to happen. Can this happen for me? Is really kind of like maybe stoking you. And then on the 4th, Mercury goes into that house. And the 11th house is also about friendships and groups. So this could see you kind of reaching out to your friends. It's after the holidays. Maybe you didn't get a chance to touch base with all of them, and you're kind of contacting them and catching up, and maybe even making plans to get together with them. It's very social energy, whether you're Skyping or actually just phoning them and saying you're going to meet in person. Who knows? But there's a lot of social energy associated with this. This could be great for networking. And this could even be for your own business or for the business that you are a part of, especially if you're in a corporate environment or some environment where you need to schmooze, or if you're like a salesperson that, like a real estate agent or something, and you need to make those contacts. This could be mixing business with pleasure, perhaps. On the 5th, there's a solar eclipse in this house as well. A solar eclipse being a powerful new moon. This is 15 degrees of Capricorn. So new beginnings, but of a more faded variety. So not so much your direct intention right now, but the culmination of perhaps, the lifetimes before this one that you were meant to make these connections with people. And this could also be just expansion of your social contacts in some way. With a solar eclipse, this could open new doors. And so you have new beginnings with groups of people. And because you have the sun and Mercury here, you're already kind of priming the pump, if you will. You've been trying to make this happen. And with the solar eclipse, it's like, okay, here it is, and take advantage of it. It can also bring some kind of dream that you have wanted. Maybe this is when it happens. One of your hopes, your desires coming true. On the 6th, Uranus goes direct in Aries. This is the second house of earned income. And, this will be here for another couple of months. You've been experiencing this Uranus transit for 7 years in this house. And there probably have been some ups and downs in your finances, but not just the garden variety, maybe just kinds of real curveballs that have been thrown your way. I think Pisces is because you're a mutable sign, that you're flexible enough to kind of weather a lot of those changes. Make sure that your vibe is high, because sometimes Pisces people can tend to maybe get pessimistic, can tend to, go back into that victim consciousness. And you want to make sure that you are as, feeling like successful and capable as you can be, so that you attract that into your reality. Because you could have a wild swing in a positive direction in the final heyday of this transit in that second house. On the 7th, Venus goes into Sagittarius, and this is your 10th house of career. And you've had some good mojo, including Jupiter in there, joining Jupiter in that house. So that's actually very good for career matters. And Venus and Jupiter in Vedic astrology are considered the two benefics. So they both can be connected to good fortune and money, you know. So those two things. So it could be like an increase in money, maybe a promotion. But Venus in the 10th house can make you it makes you very attractive to the public. And if you are in some kind of field where you really have to be on, so I mean, the typical thing that we would associate it with is show business, but it could simply be somebody who is in a corporate environment, who does a lot of presentations or does a lot of networking, as I was kind of alluding to before, or somebody who is perhaps like any kind of sales rep who needs to, deal with potential customers one-on-one, and you need to do your spiel, and you have to come across in a pleasant way. This is particularly good for, that's why I said, almost like your reputation, where people think highly of you, and the people that are above you think highly of you. So that can be good for some sort of raise or promotion, and that's where that money thing, and it could be a lucky break with Jupiter there, where you get a job and you weren't even trying, and it just kind of happens out of the blue. And on the 20th, the sun goes into Aquarius. That's your 12th house, Pisces. But the 12th house holds a special place for you because you rule that house. So the month before your birthday, you go into hibernation. In the 12th house, this can be a place of rest, of reflection, and maybe unlike the beginning of the month where you were more social, maybe now you become more like a hermit, and this is just the natural order of the cosmos for you to be like this at this time. But it can also be a fact that you are just maybe you're in a reflective mood just in general, and you want to go inside. You've already been there and done that. You've had this, you have Venus in the 10th house and you're enjoying this popularity, but you feel the need to kind of go into hermit mode a little bit. This can be a good time of healing some of the deep down wounds that the 12th house may have kept hidden from you. On the 21st, we have the lunar eclipse at 0 degrees of Leo. That's your 6th house. And, sometimes this can mean leaving a job very suddenly or being laid off very suddenly. But again, because I see with this Venus and Jupiter in the 10th house, this could be some kind of, promotion that you never saw coming. That's like you're going from being at the entry-level position to a managerial position, where you kind of like leapfrog over certain things. The full moon is that time of culmination, and it's just like a crescendo. And it could also be like just finishing a major project, maybe. I mean, there are many possibilities, but that can be too that you are learning about health issues, perhaps. That can also come into it, because the full moon can bring a certain awareness about health. The 6th house is about health. And, it depends on the individual, I suppose, how it will play out for you. On the 24th, we have Mercury in Aquarius going into that 12th house and joining the sun. And this can make your mind, because Mercury is the way your mind works, quite interesting in terms of the kind of things that are occupying your mind. You might find it hard to communicate in a way that is very straightforward. But I suspect that a lot of Pisces people tend to be like this anyway. You may even have your natal, you're very likely to have your natal Mercury in Pisces as well. And Pisces is abstract. No, well, it's not abstract, but it's otherworldly. It's not linear. So there is going to be that kind of a dreamy quality. And mentally, you may be very absorbed in the higher realms. And again, with this kind of retreat vibe that I'm getting for the end of the month, it's like a tale of two parts of you during this month, where you're more extroverted and then more going within. But still you have this career mojo that you're dealing with. So that's not going away even towards the end of the month. So maybe it's more just introspection that's taking place, because you may be having a lot of career success, but you may be asking yourself, what about my dreams? Because the 11th house are your dreams, and you might be wanting your career not to interfere with some of those dreams. So it's a very, I think it's going to be a very nice month for you, and even a lucky period of time for you, Pisces. So enjoy it. And if you'd like a personal reading, the link is below to my website. I wish you a great January. Bye.